Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
right.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. You take care. Bye.
Bye.
How you doing today?
Hello. I was told by Tweety to be around here.
Yes, she just texted me. Waiting for EMS because had a crash and bleeding person who's there right now. Oh, okay. You can begin.
Well, okay. So, here's the thing. I am quite familiar with Michael, your deputy. We've been talking about certain things.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure you guys are working on whatever you guys are working on. I have placed certain things around the city, certain locations, and I came across the information today, which is kind of like worrying as a citizen.
Okay. I'm listening.
As in, who is in charge of who? Where is the line?
Hmm.
And and I was I heard of this, right? They can if something goes against certain people, they can just make it to seem like something else and excuse us as much as you want.
Hmm.
I am trying to get the footages. I've placed my cameras in certain areas. I'm gonna keep them to myself, and I will know. I managed to get some voice kind of thing, but I'll need more than that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Are you talking? I can only like speculate what you're referencing.
Yeah, that's good because the more I talk about it, the more people are aware. They might have cameras everywhere. That's how I operate, you know?
I understand.
But I am trying to make a movie. It will be quite enjoyable to watch in the end, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, it's black and white, but who cares? Classic.
Interesting.
Yeah. It is worrying because certain things I hear. I mean, you don't seem like a very very bad guy, but people see you as that.
I think there's few people that do.
Or should we say a few groups? I mean, it's the same group to be fair.
What is your? Who do you see talking negative of me? I have a short list
Are
in
they
my
all
mind.
in uniform?
Mm,
They happen to be that way.
yeah. I think the reality of the matter is, over the past many months, law and order has sort of been eroded as law enforcement becomes every day less and less of a public service that is there to protect people, their properties, and uphold rights. And instead, they have stripped each and one of those things away daily, hourly. And from the onset of me becoming elected on the premise that people's rights matter and that law enforcement requiring the need to trample on those rights in order to make arrests, I think that sort of mentality scares these individuals as the way that they put food on the table is by throwing individuals into jail regardless of how they do it.
I agree. The worrying factor for me is when the said individuals do certain things. There's no balance. Like, for example, let's assume there's good mayors, bad mayors. we'll never know who is good, who is bad, truly, because everything gets pushed through. It's like operating like in a cult.
Hmm.
And then, okay, giving benefit of the doubt, I don't mind that as much. But what's worrying is the said cult will also need to be responsible for the citizens,
That's
and I
exactly
don't
it.
see that bit.
The way I see it like this, my friend, is that the people voted and they put me in power. And in many ways, those same people helped put Pred in power. The people here want change. And most of that change directly affects that little cult of rats and snakes and the queen
Yup.
goddamn mother slithering around and in and out of a hole.
Yeah.
I look forward to what you're working on. And I will
yeah.
say this. If you have any concrete things,
Yeah.
please do send it my way. I'd be
Yep,
very
yep.
interested.
Here's the fact. When you got elected, you might not remember, but I did contact you before.
Mm.
I'm not gonna disclose my name again. I'm gonna remain to be unknownish, kind of. But when you got elected by choice of people. Same goes for Pred, even though many don't agree. There's certain things I don't agree. There's certain things I agree with. He got elected though. That's the end line. He got elected. And that I understood what happened because I knew the same day some feathers will be ruffled because certain people are comfortable where they are. They don't want that change. It's like something being taken away from them.
That's exactly what it is. I think a lot of
Something
people
that's
are
being
afraid.
taken away from them that's not theirs though.
That's exactly. You are exactly right. And that right there is the problem. There is no right to who runs these departments. They have no right as to who is being employed by them because fundamentally they exist as a consequence of the people to begin with. How you
I
doing,
agree.
Tweety?
Hi. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I had to stand in a meeting earlier today where
Uh-huh.
I had mentioned that myself and Pratt are considering passing legislation preventing law enforcement officers to have intimate relations with cop killers and gang members. And
I'm sorry.
the amount of
I shouldn't laugh.
outrage in that room was palpable.
I shouldn't laugh because I know for a fact I am in that world, if you know what I mean. And I know for a fact certain individual went from being a known criminal to not known criminal. Now they're quite a couple-loving person.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the known
Well,
criminal
this
went
is
to
the
become
thing,
a
right?
marshal.
You're talking about
if
DJ.
don't comment about it. It's nobody, as you know,
Well,
or you might know.
I mean that's the thing too, right? About marshals, I don't understand many things. The qualified factor, right? To be a marshal, what is it? What makes you qualified? To be a fired officer?
Oh, just fresh off the boat, you know?
Oh, or that.
It's been yeah, we've been asking ourselves these very same questions. And I will tell you this much is any and all information is useful to us. Me specifically. I can tell you that the last couple days, Fred and I have not been able to service the people as we've been having to deal with bigger battles, whether it's things against Pred or preventing myself from making forward momentum. But over the next week or so, the fireworks are going to begin, and I mean the legal ones. And there's a lot of upset people that are 10 times smarter than they will ever be. And the crazy thing is that when you start to affect large groups of individuals, you start to create in them a burning passion of, what would I call it? Of needing to defend yourself.
Yeah, injustice.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Injustice galvanizes lots of forces. And each and every one of these individuals that I speak to, they are now working tirelessly, hour by hour, making sure that this system that we've been given to us works. Now,
I mean, I'm aware you guys are trying your best, and I hope you get results. To be fair,
I think we will.
Mm.
And we may not win every battle, but that's the beauty of war. Not every battle
Exactly.
needs to be won. And with what I've had to deal with over the last 3 months, I got a lot of patience. And quite frankly, I got nothing to lose. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no direct family. Hell, you take my mayorship away, it doesn't change how feverishly I'll be fighting. So,
I think that goes for majority of us.
Mm.
That tries to do something for a change. I mean, I don't need to do everything. I own everything that I need to own. A good car, a reasonably well priced, a house. I don't know, you name it. Every gun you can name in the city probably right now. Everything you can imagine, basically. But you don't seem to function with no balance,
no.
which is why I am trying to provide what I can for you guys, and I'll reach you through people
Okay.
when I acquire the said things.
Mm.
Currently, I have few. I'll try get some more and see what I can cook up for you guys.
Okay. I think that would be fantastic. And I think going through Tweety is probably a smart idea. That way you can remain discreet.
Yep, I thought about said individual like Michael's, but Michael is more followed than Elon nowadays. So
He is. You're not wrong about that.
uh, well, nice meeting you, Nino.
Likewise.
You take care.
And Tweety, thank you for getting in
Be
touch.
touch
We
soon.
should
No worries.
sync up tomorrow, see how things are going and whatnot.
Of course. Be in touch soon.
Um, I sent you the email for the state ID as well.
Okay, perfect.
And-
I'm going to send this tonight, and so it should be a day or two afterwards that you get keys. I could have sworn I sent yours, but, you know, mistakes happen. So,
Yeah. I just I know that like it's you already have. I was talking to Michael about it. I know that like you already have so much stuff to deal with, and the last thing that you want to deal with is regarding to the food courts. Not necessarily drama, but like issues and whatnot, or people this and that and the other, right? And the farming situation and whatnot. And if by any chance, I just wanted to also remind you as well if there was any other conversation that you would like to have with Tommy, which that last meeting that I had with
oh,
him, it
yeah.
kind of left a bad taste. And he also was one of the people that wanted to get the sandwich shop that got renewed. And currently Finley Schmidt has it, but I don't know why she's on the Twitter and looking for all the other gangs. I don't know what her thing is. I just don't understand like if someone can't necessarily have any ideas for the food stall, take it and don't run with it. So
So,
this is just my own situation
I
now.
think you're right. So,
You
the
know.
problem with what Caruso was recommending is, were you in the meeting with that one?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
with you and Wyatt was there
Caruso's
as well.
idea is way too impossible. Like, because effectively we'd be funding it's logistically kind of a nightmare, right?
Right.
Like there's a lot of steps. It would work if the mayor's office, especially with me having the only access to the bank, was able and only worked on the food thing, but there's so much micromanagement to it. Number
Yeah,
one, access
100%.
to a stall. Number two, the ingredients die very quickly, right?
Yeah.
So you can't stockpile vegetables. There's a lot of these like limitations that makes it may sound good on his side, but I know on our end it's impossible. We'd have to be available 24/7 almost.
Well, the one thing I would recommend for
Mm.
you, if he ever brought it up, which I wanted to talk to Michael, but Michael Manx, sorry, the owner of the Big Dog Noodles, and unfortunately, I was never able to like sit down and have a kind of like manager meeting with him. And
Can
to be
you
honest,
take control of that whole thing and
which
help come
part?
up with a solution?
Well, what he has an idea, it just doesn't make sense that he's charging per slice. Like, have you
I
ever heard in Vice City that the farmer is charging you per slice? Are they slicing them? No.
well,
It's
I
just I feel like they're using it though. Taking advantage of like which vegetable has a slice. Like you
I
can't do
agree
that.
with you. And the problem is that the vegetables that they make go bad in like 2 days or less, and then the slices go bad too. And the problem is that we can't predict how many vegetables people sell. It's like
Exactly. Yeah.
impossible mathematically. It's not possible. Like I'm sure he can pull it off to some degree, but I will
It's
tell
not
you this, that
consistent,
it's not consistent. It's hard for us to track. And my concern is me and Pred, as you've seen, we can't even do work without the marshals finding a reason to like, or like anything. There's just so much. Like it's actually it's Angel, right? And our
Right.
minions. Doing something that like it's not even that they're getting in the way. They're creating more red tape. And so we end up in this like problem where it's like we could go down that route, but there's such an impossible way to track it that I could imagine us getting in a ton of shit for it. You know what I mean? Not that
Right.
we did anything illegal, but just the fact that now we got to go spend a week dealing with the headache. Yo, thank you so
Yeah.
much for the raid, my
No,
dude.
for sure. I mean, because it's not like that's the issue because it doesn't come
Show
up
him some love,
as a
chat.
top
Let me get a shout out.
priority. And even hypothetically speaking, if there was any other food stalls that they were trying to find a solution for these issues, it was always related to the construction. And then when we told them that, like, hey, don't rely on the construction
Good
because
RP, my
there's
man.
no time given
My
for
man
us
plays
to even
McNee, by the
have
way, if you don't
any
know.
plans for that to happen. Therefore, they decided to close it, basically. Or that's how you see that the food stall is always empty or like, no one wants to open it. Because first, the issue with farming comes in hands because not a lot of farmers are in the city. But then at the same time, because of the amount of hours that they have to spend, they don't necessarily find another, like an alleyway or whatever that solution that they can make money out of that. But then it makes those type of people who want to start farming as a money hungry people that want to like basically like tell you about it, that like, hey, we need 1 million a week. Like how, it doesn't even logically make
Yeah, I
sense.
forgot about that.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
Yeah,
I want to
because
help them. It's just, I
well, it's
can't
just
justify it, right?
unreasonable. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not logical and it's unreasonable for someone to
Well, that's
say
why I don't
that
work with
because
Finley as much anymore. I don't know when the last time she hasn't even asked money because
yeah.
the problem is Finley great. I think Caruso is great, but I think sometimes people like know that we have so much cash, but they don't realize that I can't just give it out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, because
how
it's
do I
not
hold myself accountable giving someone so
Exactly.
much money in a project that I don't even think works, right? Because that's where my
you
job
personally
comes in,
don't
right?
have the financial advisor anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in when I say like you don't have it, you do need it, but it's you don't necessarily need it as well.
Yeah.
Because if you're making those type of decision, then I don't understand why these people are money hungry, that like they have to have the money to run an event. Run an event. Make your name like out there, and then money will come. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't need to be in the city 24/7 for me to grind of something, but yet I have enough money in my account. You know, some people are like always look at me, and they this today was the third person who were asking me to loan them money. And the reason why I don't necessarily give them, because I don't trust anyone. That's just my own personal
Yep.
thing, that I have trust issues, because I've
Yeah.
been, backstabbed before, and people already took and ate my money, and that it doesn't matter. It's
Holy
not
shit.
about,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not about money specifically, but it's about like, unfortunately, the only value in the city that right now it exists, people look at it as like the green paper that they see. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of entertainment, and I'm not talking about like concert or anything like that. I'm talking about like even just random items in the city. And I, by the way, thank you
Mm.
so much for getting. I finally got my hands on the collectible pouch. That it's finally.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Actually, I was like so happy that I
Yeah.
finally got it. And it's just, it comes to
I
these
didn't know that was
small
in the
things
city.
that we need, like these small stuff to come in the city, and we don't have to keep putting ourselves into either the food stalls to just like work day and night for something, right? And then the whole food stall is gonna be drained, and then therefore it's gonna be like lowered for other people, right? So for example, like
Mm.
me, I'm working, or like, I mean, there's no more funhouse, but I've worked for three different stalls, and I had them open. I worked in there as well, like for 8 hours or more per day sometimes, right? But I never got compensated. I never got money for it.
Mm.
Never complained about it, because I just want to help the city to get,
There's
basically,
collectible pouches.
move around. So there is no like there is no excuses. But then, unfortunately, even when I try to basically get rid of these excuses, people already have a whole bag full of excuses. And that's the problem, that when the funhouse food was were on sale, Nino, I'm telling you, there were like around 30 people in that administration room, and every wanted to
What?
put, yeah,
Was it
because
like
they,
a new one up for sale or
yeah,
something?
yeah, it was 30th of October. It was going on sale. It was NA,
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, it was like 30 people in that room, in that thing.
Holy
And
shit.
guess who got it? Finley Schmidt. But then Finley
Nah.
Schmidt been twatting. Why do you think that she's keep twatting and saying that like Hades, Slime Shack, call me? Since the day that she got it, she's talking to everyone. I'm like, is that was that your pure intention? Do you want to sell this? And then when we talked to her,
Oh, it
she was,
says. Oh, you're right. Paulus Dancer is
yeah,
her. Finley is selling the sandwich stall.
yeah.
Oh.
And there was a whole situation.
I think
Um,
we buy it from her. And we do subsidized Los Santos food. Can you find out how much she wants? And fine, we may make her rich,
okay.
but who gives a fuck?
I mean,
The
what is
Los
she gonna spend it
Santos
on?
kitchen.
Okay. Do you think that it's better for you to talk to her, because I feel like you have way more influence than I do?
I think have a chat with her and see how much do you want to sell it for.
Okay.
There we go. And then we start there. Subsidized food. We have regular prices, But when no food stall is open, our prices drop.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think this is the
get
move.
that.
And then we can work directly with Caruso.
What do you mean by that?
That,
Like you
let's say
want
Caruso and
him,
other farms want to work, we can find a
right?
better way to make it work. You know what I'm saying? So, like, then we have the room to do things. If Caruso wants to do his thing, another farm wants to do their thing, we can purchase in bulk. So we always have a stall that is always open and ready to go. So people are no longer hungry. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, okay, I think there's a lot we can do with this if we get a stall.
Yeah, I mean, that's what basically what I was trying to get it for initially.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's do it then.
Like it was not only for the so it was actually a division between the clowns as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to get it where like we will always have it open, and then obviously I didn't want it to mention it because obviously it wouldn't like give you the ideas basically, and then bringing the idea of like why are we buying like sliced vegetables rather than the whole food, like for whole produce, you know what I mean? So that's why I was just like, there was no need of that topic to come up, but since now you're mentioning it, um I don't know that, like I said, because I was there, I feel like she will automatically assume that like I'm taking it for the clowns, or I'm taking it for something. That's what I mean, that like you have way more influence and better influence to just even have a conversation with
I
her,
agree.
even on the call, and just like whatever, because it would be almost like a telephone game, because then I have to basically relay what she says
I
to
will
me.
handle it.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think,
'Cause
Tweety, this is a good idea.
yeah.
And I think we can, by having that stall, do you know how long she has it for?
I didn't check, to be honest. I think it's probably the max means 6 months.
Could you double check and text me?
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
let you know what happens in the next 24 hours.
If anything, if that doesn't work, uh, remember my senior buns idea is always on the table.
I like that one a lot. It's just the food sucks
No,
is
I
the
know.
issue.
I know. That's the problem. Yeah, I wish there was a way that we could, bring our own produce at least to the senior buns. If that was the
Yeah,
case,
I
that would
agree.
have been lovely if we would have been able
That
to
would
do
be
that.
so good that if you bring your own food, you can just
Yeah.
rent it out for a couple hours.
Yeah, 100%.
But I have passed on the ideas like the vending machine and stuff to construction, so we'll see what happens.
You already did it?
No, they haven't. I mean,
Oh, they
it could literally never happen. You know what I mean? But I've at least let them know.
No. As in, like, did you mention it at least? Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sent them a whole thing.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if that would be the case, like I said, like if my sweet shop will be like on the vending machine, you know Big Boss, right? Big Boss, the cake boss. Remember Cake Boss from like TV shows
No,
and
I don't think I've
whatnot?
seen that.
So this guy has like a cake vending machine all over, you know, the all over the world, and especially in airports. So you actually pay and then you get a slice of cake. Any like different cake. So that's what I was basically wanting to do in here.
That sounds
You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to make my sweet shop where it would be like vending machine, through vending machine. But then it's not like that feeling that it will not make people to buy the food. It's almost like a snack, like you know what I mean. So but it's something that is a chocolate, so I like to just design it just for the design sake, that like people eat it just for them to not pass out, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because or you can limit it, like be like, oh yeah, you can only get 4 per person. If we could do that, that would be lovely.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, I 100% let you deal with the that situation for Finley. But
Mhm.
anything else, you let me know, and 100% on board with you.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I
All right.
appreciate you,
Thank
Nino.
you, Tweety.
Oh, by the way, do
Mm.
you want my plushies?
Oh
My
yeah,
Halloween
sure.
plushies? I'll go
Yeah.
get it. I'll bring it to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.